star connected load has an impedance of 5 minus J10 ohms per phase. The meaning of balanced load is that the loads are of same value in all the three phases and is supplied from a balanced three phase 400 volts 550 hertz AC supply. So if in question like this, it is nothing is given, for example line voltage is not saying even line voltage, or the phase voltage is 400 volts or phase to phase, anything is not saying, so blindly assume it as line voltage only. So the line voltage is given as 400 volts. Calculate the line current, phase current, total power consumption and the power factor. So we know that when it is star connected, in star connection, line current is equal to phase current and line voltage is equal to root 3 times the phase voltage. And in delta it is opposite, that is line current is root 3 times phase current and line voltage is equal to phase voltage in delta. So in this question star connection is given, so we'll consider this. Now let us draw the circuit diagram. Like this it is connected and the uh, impedance value is of each is 5 minus J10 ohms. We know that this is Z and written in the format R plus or minus Jx, or can be written as R plus Jxl minus Jxc. So here minus is there, so we can say that the capacitive reactance is dominating more than in the inductive reactance, or also we can say that inductive reactance is not present, only capacitive reactance of minus J10 ohms is present. Now this is connected to 400 volts, that is the line voltage is given as 400 volts. I can name them as ABC. You can name them anything, example RYB, etc. So the line voltage is between the two phases, that is given as 400 volts AC supply, that is I can also write VAB also. This is also balanced supply, it means all the three that is VAB, VBC and VCA will be 400 volts, obviously with a phase difference of 120 degrees between them. Now we can also calculate phase voltage. We know that phase voltage is line voltage divided by root 3 in star connection. So 400 divided by root 3, approximately 231 volts. That is 231 volts, that is our phase voltage will be across the impedance of the each phase. We can also denote it by N and we can also write it as VAN here. That makes no difference. We will also convert this Z in a rectangular form to polar form in calculator. Press shift polar 5 comma 5 minus J10 is there, so minus 10 bracket close, press equal to. So the value is 11.18 ohms at an angle of minus 63.43 degrees. We know that the in balanced supply and load, the phasor form of the impedance is Z at an angle of phi, where phi is power factor angle. We know Z is equal to V by I. So the power factor angle, we know that it is the phase difference between the voltage angle and the current angle. So voltage angle and the current angle is we get the same, that is the power factor angle. And here we got power factor angle as minus 63.43 degrees. This minus is there because capacitive reactance is dominating more than the inductive reactance, or we can say that directly capacitive reactance is only present in the loads, or we can say load consists of capacitor and resistor. The power factor in this case is leading, not lagging. Leading because the current leads the voltage. In this case, we know that already. Current leads the voltage in capacitive reactance case. From here itself, we can directly know our answer about power factor. We know that power factor is equal to cos phi. So phi is 63.43 degrees and cos of 63.43 degrees will give our power factor. You will get 0.447 lag. Sorry, lead. It is leading. Power factor is 0.44 lead. We can verify it. Later I will show you how to verify it also. There are many methods to calculate the power factor. Now coming back to our line currents and phase current. This is line current and phase current. We can see that in phase the line current and phase current are equal. And we can easily calculate phase current. Here we have phase voltage and we have phase impedance. So what is Ohm's law? V is equal to I into Z. So I will be V by Z, that is phase current is equal to phase voltage divided by phase impedance. So we are getting 20.66 amperes. You can also calculate in phasor form also, that is the angle associated with voltage is 0 degrees. If nothing is given, assume 0 degrees, and impedance we know that the angle associated is minus 63.43 degrees, and in division we know that numerator angle minus denominator angle. So this, when it goes up, it becomes minus becomes plus, so plus 63.43 degrees. From here also we can see that the current angle is in plus, that is leading in nature. That's why power factor is leading. Please note that the power factor angle will be in minus sign, but the current sign will be in plus positive sign when in leading condition. So our line current and phase current is 20.66 ampere at an angle of 63.43 degrees. So you have calculated the line current and phase current, and also the power factor also we have calculated. Now let's see the total power consumption. For calculating real power, three phase power consumption, we have many formulas, that is root 3 VLIL cos phi, 3 V phase I phase cos phi, and 3 I square R. So you calculate any of this, you will get the same result. Now let us calculate by this 3 I square R. I am considering this formula because in exam you will go step by step. First you will calculate line current, first then you will calculate phase current, then you will calculate total power consumption, then after that you will calculate power factor. Now in these two cases you see that we need the power factor, and in this case we do not require power factor. We can calculate directly by current and resistance. Okay, and please note that the power, always the real power, that is P, is always associated with the resistive element only. Do not include any reactances. Maybe it may be inductive or capacitive. Don't include them. So approximately we are getting 6400 watts. The unit of power is watts. Now I told you earlier that we can verify our power factor. We can verify it from the power triangle. That is, this is P, Q and S, and this is power factor angle. So let us see how to calculate it from power triangle. Now from power triangle there are many formulas which can be taken out, that is sine, tan, by applying trigonometry. But the direct formula for power factor is cos phi. So cos is adjacent by opposite side, that is P by S. But here we don't know what is S, that is we don't know what is our apparent power. We know only our real power. So we'll calculate the apparent power. Now we can apply Pythagoras theorem, that is hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, that is p square plus q square, or s is equal to under root p square plus q square. So we can calculate q from, as we have calculated p from 3 I square r, we can also calculate q from 3 I square x. So what is x here? Minus j10. So 3 into 20.66 whole square into what is x? Minus 10. No need to take the j. So we are getting minus 12805.068, and the units are VAR, volt ampere reactive, the units of the reactive power Q. So why this is minus? This is minus because it is in leading condition, leading kVAR, because the capacitive reactance is present. So we are getting our apparent power as 14315.3, and the units will be VA, volt ampere. So now we can easily calculate our power factor, that is P by S. It is 6400 divided by 14315.3. We will get, see, we are getting the same result, that was from our cos of the impedance angle, that is 0.44 lead is our power factor. And obviously when we apply inverse of it, that is cos inverse of 0.44, we get 63.43 degrees. Okay, so there are many methods to calculate total power consumption and power factor. Okay, so thank you.